run that shit up.
What's up, everybody? It's Jordan here with Cincy Stripes. It's our first podcast we're filming, in person, all together.
Feels
we're
good.
going to introduce ourselves so you know what our faces look like. You've heard us, probably over Spotify and Apple, but now we're going to be uploading to YouTube as well. And I'm Jordan.
I'm Eric.
Gary.
And I'm Colton.
And today we're gonna go over our setup here for a little second. We got two helmets right here, signed AJ McCarron jersey, Tyler Boyd game jersey. Joe Mixon signed football, a Joe Burrow signed helmet, and this we'll probably change up the setup quite a few times because we all have a lot of memorabilia. So we'll get some things rolling in, get it looking nice and fresh every week. Old timey helmet with the Marvin Lewis bobblehead, that looks pretty cool. And I guess we're gonna get into our Week 1 preview of Game 1, Week 1 against the Browns, stinky Cleveland.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Oh, it's going to be a good one. It always is.
Yeah, always fun when the Bengals head to Cleveland, right?
I needed to go to the Cleveland game. When my parents went, they said that obviously all you hear is the barking, but it's a good environment. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some friends who have actually are from Cleveland and say that it's one of the best environments as far as a home fan to be at.
Besides
an
hearing
away
the barking.
fan, I probably wouldn't want to be at it.
We need to take a road trip, boys, and maybe go to Cleveland or Tennessee this year.
I'll definitely try to go to Tennessee.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Eric really wanted to go to that Tennessee game. I think he just wants to go down on Broadway down there.
He just wants to get a few drinks
It'd
in.
be fun.
Yeah,
It'd be fun.
He just wants to get the drinks flowing.
He's a big country music guy, huh?
Oh, yeah, you know it.
All right, we'll go over the injury report real quick. We'll go over the Bengals first because it's kind of quick and easy. Everyone's been paying attention to it here recently. Joseph Osai, he did not participate in practice today on Wednesday, 9/6. He is listed as day-to-day. I don't see him coming in first the Browns. Any of you guys?
No, I think they hold him off.
He ain't going to play, I don't think, until probably week 3 or 4. I think they make sure he's fully healthy before rushing him back, especially with it being a longer season nowadays. I don't think they'll want to rush him and keep him healthy.
Yeah, I thought I saw a thing that week 2 would be the fastest we'd see him in long season. I don't see him rushing him back, so.
No.
Next up, we got Joe Burrow with his calf. He was a full participant today. They just been kind of,
He's out.
Don't know if we're going to see that guy the whole season, honestly.
Give me Will Greer. I'm just kidding.
Will Greer time.
Hey, the preseason legend, man.
Love the boy Joey B. He'll be out there.
Not much to talk about that Joe Burrow contract situation. That's
why I
pretty
was
much a done
joking
deal.
around.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to get signed, sealed, delivered, so.
Yep. I was hoping to be today so we could kind of react to it, on the podcast.
I posted that TikTok. I said if you could guess the day and time within 2 hours, but nobody's been close, so.
Next up is Tyler Boyd. He was listed as full with his toe. I haven't heard any news about that. I don't know if you guys have or not, but I don't have any information.
I heard last week he didn't practice too much because of that. Well, they know now it's because of the toe.
Okay. And then offensive tackle Deontay Smith with a shoulder. He was full participant today. You guys hear anything about that either?
No.
No, I've not seen much on Deontay Smith.
All right, next up we got the Browns injury report. Joe Bitonio and Amari Cooper had their standard veteran rest day. Didn't participate in practice today. Wide receiver Marquise Goodwin, he was limited today with an illness. I'm guessing probably allergies or something like that.
Just allergies. Just assuming.
I mean, COVID's building back up, so I don't know what's happening.
Hope not. The NFL COVID.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't specify when they just put illness, though. So, I mean, you got to look at it as kind of basic, whatever you're guessing.
Yeah. Safety Juan Thornhill was limited today with a calf injury. Gary was mentioning something earlier about Juan Thornhill.
Yeah, I mean, it just that defensive back room for Cleveland is pretty banged up, at least on the IR sheet. Is it going to translate to them actually playing or not? Who knows? But I would say that that's definitely their most banged up spot.
Definitely, with Denzel Ward being, going through concussion protocol right now, he was listed as limited. Denzel Ward's a pretty big factor in that matchup.
If they don't have him, Jamar, whoo-wee, man is going off.
Hammer the over and his yards.
You know how Jamar feels about, our receiving corps feels about them.
They know it's going to be a dogfight, and they know how good they are, and they know it's a battle every time. Literally the battle of Ohio between our receivers and their corners, and and their receivers and our corners because can't take our D-back room lightly either.
Nope. And defense and Alex Wright limited with a knee injury. I'm not too familiar with Alex Wright.
As I was to say, I don't even know who that is. Sorry, Browns fans.
Yeah, not too much of a Browns guy when it comes to team information. And then score predictions. I guess we'll just go around and talk about what we think it's going to be. I personally think 27-14 Bengals, obviously.
I know I picked the Bengals to drop week 1. I think they could win. I say like 27-24.
It's a close one.
Obviously, I'm going with the Bengals. Now, I would say that this is probably it's obviously week 1 on the road, but we all know that Cleveland plays the Bengals tough. Burrow, obviously, statistically doesn't have a great game against Cleveland. But, I think he goes in there. He's kind of hearing some of is the injury, is he this, is he that, the contract talks. I think he kind of, this is his season. I think he kind of comes out week 1 with a kind of a statement game. I think the Bengals win 31-21-ish off a big game from Burrow in the past game.
I like that.
I am also taking the Bengals, so we are taking the Cincy Stripes are taking the Bengals sweep. I am taking the Bengals 31-27 over the Cleveland Browns.
31.
It's always a close game. I think it will be a one possession. It could come down to who has the ball last, but I think that I think we're up maybe like 31. I'm trying to do the math in my head. Like 2 possessions, and they just score a touchdown late to make it look like it's close and end one possession.
It's definitely possible. Next up for week 1, we'll get up to key matchups. My key matchup is probably going to be all of our key matchup. It's probably the same, Orlando Brown versus Myles Garrett. I mean, that's going to be a pretty keen eye thing right there because we just signed Orlando Brown to be our franchise guy for the next 4 years. So whatever he can do against Garrett will help us, considering he's an alien type. That dude's freakishly good.
I don't know if you guys follow a lot of the reporters, which I know you guys do, but I don't know if you saw the report. They had asked him about the matchup with Myles Garrett, and apparently he had said he'd only allowed like 1 sack to Myles Garrett. And I was like, he's proven that's pretty good. It's like 1 sack in like 7 games or something against him because he was in Baltimore before. I don't know when.
Yeah, I think Eric was actually
Myles.
just talking about that. I don't know the number. He said it's like 1 for 5 or something like that.
Yeah, he had 1 sack and 5 pressures.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, coming off, some of no offense to the other Bengals linemen. I mean, Orlando Brown Jr. is just, that next caliber that we haven't had.
He was the 18th ranked offensive lineman in pass rush win rate. So, and no, this is not a diss towards Jonah Williams either. We love Jonah Williams on this show. We love him. I'm glad he's our right tackle. Hopefully, we can get him extended. He can be our right tackle for the future, considering on how he does this year. He was ranked 52nd in pass rush win rate. That's kind of tough, for a caliber with the caliber guy like quarterback with Joe
Especially
Burrow,
when you're
so.
about to be, contract talks, they're about to be backing the Brinks truck up for this guy. They're definitely going to want to pay the guy protecting him too.
Yep.
And when you're trying to pay that much money, you just got to be, you got to be a top 20 guy. And
Yep.
that's what they went out and did. So, you got to hats off to them and hope it works out in our favor.
And what's tough about is if Myles isn't on the side against OBJ, it's not you shouldn't take this pass rusher lightly either. And Zadarius Smith, him getting traded over to Cleveland from Minnesota, I thought they got a great trade there. They got him for cheap. Zadarius Smith's a great pass rusher, so it kind of worries me. Obviously, we haven't seen Jonah. We've seen him in the game, but not in a regular season game. It scares me. He's either going to be going against Zadarius or Myles. They'll probably keep switching him back and forth because that's what they did a little bit last year on Jonah, but moved Myles around a lot on him.
I could see Myles going up against Jonah on that right side just because that's probably one of the best matchup.
I think last year who's the Browns D tackle? I think Perion Winfrey. Is that one of their D tackles? He was getting 3 on Cordell Volson last year. So I think that's one of the matchups on the line we also need to watch. It's Perion Winfrey or somebody else on their D tackle. I can't remember who, but I think we need to watch Volson because with OBJ, see how him and OBJ work and see how him and Karras's relationship has grown. Because Volson was a guy, he had his moments last year, especially against teams like the Browns and the Steelers, because we faced great pass rushing teams in our division. So
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off of the matchups and the lines. another good matchup I'd think to look for would definitely be like, Nick Chubb and just our front seven. Going to have to stop that guy, because if we can't stop him, I think Deshaun Watson's really going to thrive this year if that run game's going. He's kind of like that play action bootleg quarterback. If we can kind of get, Nick Chubb isolated early, then I think that kind of slows them down throughout the whole game.
Well, Eric, what's your matchup to watch this Sunday?
The Browns receivers and the Bengals secondary.
Hey,
They got two new safeties back there this year. Just gotta hope they can produce Bates and Bell.
and I'll be curious to see how they work Woozy back in. Like, is he going to be full-time back playing full snaps, or are they going to kind of ease him back in a little bit and maybe second half he plays a little more?
I heard they were gonna put him straight
Back?
in. Yeah.
I hope so, but I just don't want him to be hurt. But obviously I don't think they'd rush him back without him being okay before he'd be healthy.
Back to what Gary was saying about Nick Chubb. I'm looking at the stats right now from our game last year versus the Browns, where we won 23 of the 10. That was Deshaun's first game against the Bengals as a Cleveland Brown. Deshaun did have 42 attempts, so it was a pass-heavy day for them. But we held Nick Chubb to 34 yards on 14 carries. His longest rush was 13 yards, no touchdowns. So, that's pretty impressive considering the caliber runner Nick Chubb is.
Yeah.
And hopefully our defensive line can hold him that again. So it's just going to be a pretty key matchup all around, just because I think they match up well against us personally in the AFC North and how it is. But
Yeah, going on the road in the division, it's always tough, especially against a run-heavy team like them.
It's also going to be tough week one with them having a new defensive coordinator, right? Or is it a new offensive coordinator? I know they have a new coordinator. I don't remember which one it is. I'm pretty sure defensive coordinator.
The Browns always kind of, in the offseason, it seems like have a lot of media attention and stuff like that. I wouldn't say they had a lot this year, but I would say they made a lot of moves to help their team get better without making a huge splash. Elijah Moore, it's a pretty good pickup for a guy
That's a
we need to game plan
in
against.
Cleveland.
Zadarius Smith, who you mentioned, Juan Thornhill. They're bringing guys in.
Who's a great quality safety.
So we can't take them lightly. We never do, but it's week one. We'll come in ready to go.
That's what I hate. They always like to do the divisional matchups week one.
Yep.
And I hate when they do that. I get it. It's a great football week one. It always is, but divisional makes it that much more important.
now that we're kind of done with that week one matchup with the Bengals and Browns, you guys have any key games week one with any other games around the NFL?
I would say the one that pops out to my mind just because, it's the easiest. Thursday Night Football. A lot of injury talks, kind of, Travis Kelce, going on with his knee. Kind of going to be, obviously, Mahomes is that guy. But, you start looking at some of his skill guys and some of the guys he doesn't have anymore. But it's kind of like, what do you guys kind of think he's going to do if Kelce's not there? You still think he's going to put up crazy numbers?
It's Mahomes, so, he's another freak athlete. So, he possibly could. But Kelce is his go-to guy. Check downs, deep routes, middle of the field, out of bounds, situational, red zone.
I think it opens the door up for the Lions. They're a dark horse team anyway, but I think they're going to be hungry. I think it definitely should kind of open the door a little bit more for them. The spread should definitely shorten a little bit for sure.
Also, big Dan Campbell guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That guy's amazing.
I would love the Lions.
Hey, with Kelce, if he's out, who I look to get a lot more receiving yards, Jerick McKinnon. Look for him because obviously they got Pacheco, but he showed Jerick McKinnon
Andy Reid likes to
the
hit
last
his
6
running
years.
backs.
Like 6 years. Last 6 weeks of the season last year, it seemed like Jerick McKinnon found his role in that Chiefs offense. And if Kelsey's out, like Jordan was saying, he's like Patty likes to dump it off and stuff like that. So we'll see.
I'm going to go a different route with my week one game I'm also looking out for is Niners versus Steelers. And that's just because you got Nick Bosa, who's probably going to play now just because he got that
he better play, right?
massive extension today. Massive. And then you got TJ Watt on the other side of the ball. Defense, probably going to be defensive player of the year, or Nick Bosa. Both of them guys are animals getting to the quarterback. We play, Steelers twice this year, and we play the 49ers once in Santa Clara, where if they're still playing there, I'm not too sure. But
I think they are, yeah.
Yeah. So, Brock Purdy, we got to see if he, comes back from his UCL and is legit.
The game I am most look forward, besides the Bengals game, is that Panthers versus Falcons. A lot of former Bengals in that game to be looking at in new uniforms. You got Vaughn, Hayden Hurst, Jesse, obviously, in Atlanta.
Ritter too.
And just be cool to see Ritter since we're from around the Cincy area. We're UC fans. Well, some of us.
Me and Eric are UC fans.
Yeah.
So they're big Ritter guys. I'm curious to see how he does his first full season starting in the NFL.
Emory Jones for Heisman. All right, guys, we're back. We had a little technical difficulty there, but it's our first time recording. New equipment, new stuff. Lights went out. We're all new to this stuff, so we're gonna try to get used to it. We'll get better and better as we go. Just some little interruptions here and there. We'll get it. But first off, what I was leaving off on that was Emory Jones for Heisman, 6 touchdown passes. Just gotta support the guy. And Colton was talking about the Panthers matchup with the Falcons. Shout out to Hayden Hurst, Von Bell, Jesse Bates. Miss those guys. Andy Dalton, backup. For Carolina.
Forgot Andy. Can't forget Andy.
Rifle, man.
Can't forget about that guy.
What was your matchup you're looking for too, Eric?
Jets, Bills. I want to see Aaron Rodgers out there, new team, see what he can do.
Yeah, 2 top AFC teams too. I mean,
Yeah.
good for you.
Definitely a good matchup. We got our producer walking in the background, keeping these motion lights on. Shout out to him. Gary and Colton, they kind of sports bet a little bit more than Eric and I, so they got the Cincy Stripes parlay of week 1. So they're gonna kind of take over on that.
You lead the way, Gary.
Yeah, we're gonna try to we're not 100% sure what we're gonna do week by week as far as like this parlay goes, but we're definitely gonna try to get one at least each week, and if not, try to do maybe a ladder or double your money type thing. But for week 1, I'm gonna add my 2 of the 4 legs here. I got Mixon touchdown scorer, anytime touchdown scorer. I think Mixon, like we were talking about earlier, big pass game, gets him close. I think he definitely gets an end zone carry there. And then I'm going to take Higgins over in the yards. First game in the 5 in the NFL. I think he goes over 57.5 yards.
And for my 2 legs, and we made it a 4-legger, Joe Burrow to throw over 1.5 touchdown passes. Obviously, our Bengals are they like to air it out, and I think against Cleveland they're going to try to make a statement. So I think he'll at least throw for 2, if not 3. And then the Bengals to win by 3, so the spread -2.5, which I think if they're going to win the game, they're going to win by 3. If they don't win, it's going to be by a walk-off field goal on their half. So that same game parlay plus 686 Cincy Stripes parlay, $10 wins you $78.62. Make sure you guys go place it. Make sure you guys tail it. Let us know in the comments if you guys are tailing with us.
And let us know if you'd rather us do a ladder or something like that. Kind of keep it interactive. We want to as much
We
commentary
kind
as
of
we can.
eventually also want to be doing little giveaways. If we get some people coming with us, maybe we'll give away just the Cincy hats that Ted Harris' foundation does and stuff like that.
Little Joe Burrow Funko Pop.
Yeah, all kinds of different little stuff. We're just trying to, we're trying to grow and try to reach out to as many as we can.
All right. Next up, we're gonna talk about some of the issues we could see with this new coming team, new roster, obviously. So maybe we kind of run into an issue with our new safeties. We don't know how they're gonna fold onto Nick Scott's one of our safeties. I was thinking a little too far ahead, but Louis Anarumo's defense. Can Nick Scott be the veteran guy? Lead these young guys like Dax Hill, Jordan Battle,
Tyson Anderson.
Tyson Anderson. I was trying to think of his name. For some reason, I was thinking
You're good.
Jordan Anderson. My name's Jordan. But
No, Jordan Battle too. So
yeah, it's all there. Are you guys have any concerns about that at all, or?
No, I don't think so. They still have old man Mike Thomas on the practice squad, so they kept him around for a reason.
So I think we're going to see, obviously, Nick Scott and Dax be the starters. And do you guys think when, Jordan Battle's going to take, what Dax did on, the certain downs, and that's what his role is going to be this year? Is what Jordan Battle's going to take that role of what Dax did? Or what do you guys think Jordan Battle's role is going to kind of be, since we, obviously, as fans, we want to see him play right away because he's a rookie, but obviously he's not going to play all the time. He's just going to be a guy, that rotational guy.
I'm not that big of an Alabama fan, but I was always a Jordan Battle fan. I think he plays great. He's a very smart player. Captain almost every year he was at Alabama. I think his role this year is just going to be to sit and kind of learn kind of learn the role of the NFL, kind of learn what, your situation is. I think he's probably going to be our, next big guy in that safety room, just to be the team captain and then kind of move up, be team leader. He's got that type of mentality, and he's definitely that kind of player.
Yeah, I mean, when you lose, a guy like Jesse Bates, I mean, he's an all-pro. Like, it's not just like you're losing like a Pro Bowler here.
Even Vaughn too.
Yeah, but like an all-pro level guy is a big loss. It is, and then you lose a vet who always does the right thing in Von Bell. And what do? You bring in a vet like Nick Scott, who you hope can turn those young guys around fast, because you got a Super Bowl roster already, and your weakest spot's your defensive back room, which I would say we could all agree on probably is our weakest spot. But yeah, I think the athleticism really helps them, and I'm excited for them.
Yeah, Lou said earlier today that this is the fastest our defense has been in 5 years, so I'm excited to see that and how that turns out.
Young.
That'll be fun to see too. Is just the young corners too. DJ Turner, DJ Ivy even.
Yeah. I hope he gets some time.
He probably won't. Like, he'll probably play some special teams, but unless we had like 2 or 3 injuries, we won't see him much this year. We might see DJ Turner, but
right.
I don't think we might see DJ Ivy as much.
Little adjustment there.
Well, I think it's time, Jordan, for the Bengals giveaway announcement.
Yeah, that's it's gonna be a good one. We're gonna be giving away a jersey of your guys' choice, whether you are a adult, a little kid. We just want to give the opportunity for a fan to get a jersey. Maybe a fan that doesn't have a jersey. Maybe a fan that has a million jerseys. We just like to give away, make you guys happy. So we're gonna give away a jersey of your choice, any kind of jersey.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Bengals. Obviously, we prefer it to be Bengals.
Obviously, yeah.
But it doesn't have to be. Just kind of throw that out there.
Hopefully, we can make this like an annual thing. Do like our yearly jersey giveaway. Hopefully, in the future, we can make this a thing.
We want to do jerseys. Do a jersey at the start of every season. We did one at the start of the 2021 season. We didn't do one last year. We kind of took a break from the podcast and kind of slacked off a little bit. But we definitely want to do one every year from now on. And we want to do little small giveaways throughout the year, throughout the season. Maybe every couple episodes, maybe something small like a Joe Burrow Funko Pop or something small.
Just something to show love for you guys,
just
for watching us and
keep it interactive.
We love Who Dey Nation. We love the Bengals. We love you fans. We love, just gotta spread love and positivity. That's why we're gonna start doing shout outs here soon. Just to make sure we spread the love to other people on Twitter that we follow and YouTube and all that. But giveaway. So what we're going to do for the giveaway, we're going to need you guys to follow us on Twitter. Proof that you subscribe to our YouTube, because we are going to be posting a lot on YouTube. Make sure that you like and repost the giveaway post that we're going to be posting tomorrow. We're going to post that tomorrow to make an announcement on Twitter for those who don't listen. And then, we kind of just hope we get the word of mouth, get it spread. You know what I mean? We want as many people to have an opportunity. It's not like we're doing this for clout or anything. We actually just do love fans. We do just want to make sure that.
Yeah, we just like hanging out, talking Bengals, talking sports, kind of just reaching audiences that, like to do it as well, but maybe can't, hear some of the other podcasts and stuff like that.
Yep.
Just more of a chill, down to earth kind of vibe, hanging out and talking football.
Yep, we're on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Maybe we'll try to do more platforms if we can do that. Just try to reach out to you guys.
Get used to seeing our faces.
Get used to seeing our faces.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of a scare there, but definitely. We're also going to be posting on TikTok a lot too. Colton's our main TikTok guy. He loves
trying to get them on it.
Yeah. We'll get more comfortable as we go on with the TikTok. We're definitely going to do some post-game reactions coming up when the season starts.
Check us out at tailgates. We're hopefully going to be going around tailgates, doing little gift card giveaways maybe with some trivia questions.
For sure. Eric and I, we're at every game. We're season ticket members. Section 106, shout out.
Yeah, go see them.
Love you guys out in 106.
We're going to have to come up with a name for our fans someday. If we keep getting bigger, what do you think? Yeah. What would even the name be called?
I think that's a down the road issue.
We'll let them discuss that. We're gonna give off some closing remarks here, maybe. It's kind of late when we're filming this. We were new to the setup, trying to figure out how we're gonna do this, and hopefully we can get this out to you guys Friday morning. It's gonna be every Friday. We'll release our podcast. And we're going to record every Wednesday, so make sure if you guys have any questions or something like that, DM us. just so we know, maybe give you guys a shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out to Who Day or Who DAI.
I think it's Who Day.
Who Day. Yeah, shout out to them on Twitter. They are awesome. They will help you reach out to other Bengals creators, content creators. They're awesome people.
Thank you.
And thank you. They put us on their platform. That's awesome. And then just celebrated a birthday the other day. Willie Lutz. He's a Bengals guy. Love him. He's always posting good content. And shout out to Natty Sports. That guy's awesome as well.
Just got to what, 21K?
20. I think he just got to 22.
Ooh.
21 or 22K.
I love Natty.
He's hilarious too.
He's awesome. Awesome Reds fan. Big. He's a big Reds guy. Big Bengals guy. He's a true Cincinnatian. Eric, you got anyone to shout out?
No one today.
I got a shout out. Eric McAllister.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we'll shout out our personals. Shout out to Jordan Inman.
Shout out Gary Hill. No, but seriously, my closing remark will be just, the first 2 episodes, obviously a little different. We're just kind of trying to get the hang of it. New setup. It's going to change a little bit. The first couple episodes, just stick with us. We're learning as we go. We're going to make mistakes.
We're trying to get the vibe with the camera. We're trying to look at the
we're
camera, just talking.
We're young and new.
We're just trying to get that, that vibe of, like we said, we're just trying to hang out, talk football, and interact with as many people as we can.
I promise you guys, Eric will start talking more.
We'll break him out of the show one day. We'll break him out of the show.
Look, this is our first time filming, boys. It was a lot of fun.
This was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
We will get a lot more comfortable each time we do this. It'll be a lot. Yeah.
And maybe we get some guests down the road too.
Yeah.
Eric, what's your closing remarks, bud?
It's gonna be a shout out to Aiden for keeping the lights on.
Shout out to Aiden over there. He's the one who pressed record, by the way. Shout out to him. Colton, you got anything?
No, I just got one last Who Day, baby.
Who Day.